Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and talk about about polarizing designs in IEMs, and some IEMs I just personally find difficult to buy because I don't like the way they look. All right, so here's the first design by Slevo. I know they're kind of going for like this world motif thing, but like to me, I actually don't like the design of this, and so for me, it's difficult for me to buy Slevo IEMs. I don't like the way they look. This is another upcoming design from Slevo. Maybe it's just me. I find this absolutely ugly. Like, I would not want to pay money for this. I'm sure it has good sound, you know? That is just really ugly to me in terms of design. I don't like the way this looks. You know, that's just my 2 cents. This is another one by Slevo. You know, I just find that, you know, art is subjective. You know, art is whatever. But this artist, whoever is designing this, is making IEMs in a way that I think actually the reason why they're struggling is because people aren't buying these IEMs. This is the Awful Performer 8. I have this IEM. I don't like the way this looks. I think it looks really bad. I think this design would have been much better with a different faceplate. This is sort of like the theme I've noticed with some IEMs where they kind of have this rainbow sort of motif. This is really ugly. I don't like this sort of design. Like the Manger Zen Top Pro sort of IEMs. It's really ugly. To me, I personally think it's pretty ugly. And this is the Melody Wings Venus. I've heard folks talk about the sound about this, but like, I can't get over this logo. Like, this logo is just so like, oh my God, I can't buy it. This is another one. This is the 7 Hz Aloha Ultra. I've actually got quite a few requests for me to check this out. I can't buy it. It reminds me of like a Mario coin. Like, it's so ugly to me. I can't buy this. This is an upcoming IEM that's coming out by Dunu called the Titan X. I don't like the X they did here, and I don't think this is going to sell very well. I think they actually made a terrible mistake here by doing this. This is the Kozoi D1. I'm not buying this because look at this big ass lettering here, man. I don't like it when IEMs do this. You know, just in general with IEMs, just go small on the font, man. Don't ever go like this. I mean, for me, I'm not going to buy it. I don't care. It's just not my cup of tea in terms of design. This right here is a collab by Duckbloke. So I get what's going on. He's like trying to let you know, like, oh, this is a Duckbloke thing. He's putting his face on it. But I think actually, in terms of design, this is actually a bad idea. Because basically, nobody wants to then carry this thing around, right? And so they're kind of like, but in my opinion, if I was going to do a collab, I would like to keep it subtle. So I would actually I wouldn't even use this icon, honestly. I would use something else. Like, I just feel like I would just take up a small portion about that much. But doing this is a bad design decision. This right here is by Let's Sure. Now, this is cheap. One of their cheaper IEMs, but like I saw both of them. There was a pink one, and then there was like a turquoise one. They both are pretty ugly. And is it any wonder that this didn't sell well? You know, they really should have hired or done something different, or just sometimes it's as simple as if you're going to make it this ugly to begin with, don't even release it. You know, don't even make it. You know what I mean? This is the Symphony Ears Prestige. In my opinion, this is a pretty polarizing design. You might like it. I don't think it's a great design, and like I have zero interest in buying this. You know what I mean? But maybe other people do. This is another design. This is by Tongzu. I forgot what this is called, but I think this is actually a bad design for an IEM. Something like this would be better on kitchenware, like maybe a bowls or like, you know, like, but not on an IEM. This is an upcoming IEM, or it's pretty brand new it's called the Yanyan Baker. Dude, they blew it right here. This little font right here, or this big font it's so ugly. They ruined the design that ruined it right there. This is CVAG Assassin or whatever. It's brand new or whatever. So this is tacky fonts right here and large and tacky. It looks really ugly. They chose the wrong font. They chose a large size. It just looks really ugly. I don't think this is a good design. Like, this is just, I don't know. This is Pula P802. In my opinion, this design looks really ugly. And is it any wonder, you know, this didn't sell very well, even though it supposedly has good sound, but sometimes, you know, you can't ignore design. Design is what comes front and center for sales. And a lot of people looked at this and they were like, I don't want to buy that. And that's exactly what happened. It just looks really ugly. It's very polarizing. They need to get out of this rainbow motif. It's not doing you favors. This is I don't know what IEM this is called, but it's $900. But when I look at the design on the left, that looks $20. It looks really bad. At least I think so. To be $900 like this, in my opinion, is unacceptable for something like this. This is an IEM I know people have said sounds good, but I just can't get over the way it looks, and I'll never buy it. But I just, that is so polarizing. I don't like that design. This is another IEM. I feel like it's just extra in the wrong way. It's kind of like, I wouldn't want my IEM to look like this. You know what I mean? Even though I appreciate the intricate details about it, but I feel like it doesn't work for an IEM. In fact, I'm sitting here wondering, where would a design like this even work? You know what I mean? It might work in a museum, but it doesn't work here. You know what I mean? I just think it's a bad idea. This is the Hartfield Blanc or something like that. I don't know how long this has been out. This looks really ugly in terms of color. I just feel like it just looks unhealthy. You know what I mean? And that's not going to sell very well, in my opinion. This is the Moondrop Psych. $2,400 for your IEM to look like this with the little anime thing. In my opinion, this was a bad idea. And I don't think this is appropriate for a $2,400 IEM in terms of design. This really cheapens the design. You know what I mean? I don't think that looks good. This is the same company, EPZ. People have always asked me whether I can review their IEMs, and I never want to because they're ugly. They don't know how to make good designs. I don't like the way they design their IEMs. This is another IEM. I just think it just looks really, to me, it looks pretty hideous, but maybe someone else thinks it looks nice. I don't really think it looks great. This is another IEM by CVAG. CVJ, in my opinion, I'm trying to say this nicely, I think they make bad designs. Or they make designs that don't really work with the IEM. And for an IEM to look, this is actually pretty bad. But this is a $900 IEM or something like that. This is really ugly, in my opinion. And then this is another one. Now, this is very polarizing. You may like this, you may not. But I think it's just too much at once. This is not, and this is $1,000. You know what I mean? I just feel like this is just too much. Doesn't look nice, in my opinion. And yeah, that's just my 2 cents regarding polarizing designs and IEMs. And